Why the rush anyway? We've agreed to come along. Isn't that enough?
My colleague, Lord Ozpin, his life is at stake.
Because Ruby's not on the throne?
Precisely. The throne has its own magic, and it does not suffer usurpers. Anyone not of the Rose bloodline who dares to use the throne's power is drained of their aura. This is eventually fatal. You need not worry about yourself, Lady Ruby. It will not harm you. However, with Ozpin so occupied, we've been unable to deal with certain concerns.
Like?
Asking for assistance from other planes, for one. Without allies, it is unlikely that we would come away as the victors in any upcoming conflicts. However, to open a connection to another universe is no small feat. The throne is needed. But Ozpin struggles enough to merely sit upon it. There is also unrest within the city because of the Faunus. In peacetime, such unrest would usually die down by itself, but the Grimm acting as aggressively as they are, the citizens are tense. But we cannot afford such instability, but we have been unable to stop it. To take care of either matter, we must be strong. At the very least, we must appear to be strong. Right now, Ozpin cannot do either.
So, Ruby gets to deal with all this, huh?
She will not be without help. Ozpin and I will assist you, Lady Rose, so you needn't worry too much.
Can't sleep?
Not really. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
Nah, I'm fine. Who needs sleep anyway?
I wish I could sleep, but my head,
The nightmares again?
Yeah. I thought I was over them.
Me too. Must be tough. I don't even know who you are, do I?
Yang?
You. This long-lost princess. When Dad told me the truth about you, where you came from, I thought it was a joke. Even if we had to keep it secret, even when you and I talked about it, it didn't feel real. I was too scared to believe it. I didn't want to.
I'm sorry, Yang. I don't want to go back there. I want to stay in the desert. You know I do. But the Grimm, they've never acted like this before. They got past the defenses you set up around the camp, and they killed so many of our people.
I know. I'm not arguing with you there. I'm just saying. I was always scared that one day you'd leave again, just as quick and quiet as you arrived. Now that's happened, I'm just relieved I was able to go with you.
I'm glad too. I don't think I can do this alone.
You won't, Ruby. I mean, Princess Ruby? I mean, is that even your name? Who are you, really?
I'm Ruby Rose. That was never a lie. My full name is a bit strange, but Uncle Crow nicknamed me Ruby, and it stuck. I'm so used to it now, I think of it as my real name. And I wouldn't be the first monarch to rule by a nickname, so really, you can keep calling me that. I'd actually prefer it. I hate my real name.
And Rose?
There are a million other roses in Vale, Yang. That doesn't even get to some of the other offshoots of the royal lineage. There are the roses, the black roses, the stone roses, the rose arcs, the roselands, the rose thorns, the snowfires, the Osai roses, the rosewells, rosewoods.
All right, I get it. There are a lot of roses.
Tons. I had to memorize them all when I was still living in the castle.
Guess it stuck.
It's just a common surname, especially among nobles or people who hail from that part of the plain. I doubt I'm the only ruby rose in the land, but there's only one true rose hair, and that's...
You.
Yeah, apparently. It's kind of nice to finally be able to talk about this stuff.
Well, I'm here if you ever need to vent. But, so it doesn't catch me by surprise, what is your, princess name?
Yang, no! It's not funny!
Oh my god, that is the dorkiest!
Yang!
How do you even spell that?
You're the worst. I knew I shouldn't have told you.
Don't worry, little Rose. I'll keep your name safe for you. Your Grace, are you ready to leave yet?
Yang, stop calling me that!
Yes, a princess should be properly addressed as Your Highness. After her coronation, of course, you should refer to her as Your Majesty.
In that case, Your Highness are...
Don't even! I swear I'll make you the court jester.
My cheeks are numb, and I don't mean the ones people kiss. Not normally, anyway. Why do you do that?
To inform the guards I've returned. As I said, haste is important.
You know, you've got good walls and all, but shouldn't you have more than 2 drunk guards for a gate this important?
Torchwick's men again. I'll have to talk to him. Another matter for another time. For now, Ozpin is waiting. Oh no. Ozpin! I told you not to use the throne unless absolutely necessary.
It was necessary. Ruby Rose. The last time I saw you, you were but an infant swaddled in your mother's arms.
Wow! Who is this guy?
This is Lord Ozpin, the man who has been trying to keep this kingdom safe, and a very dear friend. And an idiot who has lost far too much blood. He's dying. He's dying right now. I told him one more session on the throne would be too much, but he... Ruby, it's time. We need to crown you immediately.
Me? On that... thing?
And now you see with your own eyes the price of being a usurper. Fear not, Rose. As the rightful heir, you don't risk the same dangers that the throne poses for Ozpin. But if you don't sever his connection with the throne and establish yours...
No way! Ruby, come on! We're leaving. You are not getting on that death trap. We never should have even come here.
No, Yang. I'm not afraid. This power, it's the same one my parents used. They never let me see. Always locked the doors. But I remember the way it felt. The stillness in the air. You said it won't hurt me like it hurts Ozpin, right?
That's correct.
Then let's do it.
It will only take a moment to attune yourself to the throne. There will be no pain, and you will not have to go through the lengths Ozpin does to use the throne's power. All you have to do is sit.
Daddy!
Thank goodness. It worked. And the roads here not only channel citizens between districts, but also serve as trade roads and areas of informal commerce. Moving along, we have...
Is it really okay for me to be out like this?
You have me as an escort. The wizards have considerable clout in the city, rivaling that of the royal family. And the power to back it up. No one will bother us. Trust me. In any case, the market is this way. It's the easiest part of the city to find and the hardest to leave. Please stay close. I can't protect you if you don't keep within eyeshot. Understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm getting dizzy just watching everyone.
Understandably so, but make certain to keep your wits about you at all times, lest you find your pockets lighter than when we came. Let us move on. In this direction one finds the much quieter housing districts. At the sun's height, there are often children idling and playing together, but it remains a place of relative calm among the other districts. The market, the menageries.
Menageries? You mean places with cute little animals to look at? Oh, well, please take me right away. Please, please, please.
Remember yourself, Your Majesty.
Sorry, but you'll take me, right?
I don't quite believe you'll see what you're expecting to see. However, I suppose you will need to see them eventually. A queen must know her domain, after all. I shall accompany you.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait.
You wanted to see them, did you not? This is one of the menageries, where all the Faunus citizens reside. With myself away from the city in search of you, and Ozpin chained to the throne, the person we chose to run this city betrayed us, and betrayed our trust. And in this day and age, well, let's just say we're fortunate enough to have you back.
I've seen enough. This isn't what I thought it would be. Thanks for joining us, Yang.
Hey, little Rose. Sorry I didn't come with you today. I wandered off to do some exploring on my own.
It's okay. You probably wouldn't have liked it anyway.
Nice of you to join us, Hellllllooooo. Check to make sure you haven't lost anything important, then follow me. It wasn't supposed to be so hot today.
So what parts of the city did you see today?
Honestly, not much. I spent most of my time chatting with the castle guard. After that display at the gates when we first arrived, I was worried about the security here.
Yeah, and?
It seems like there's sort of a divide there. There are the castle guard, yeah, but a lot of private contractors too. And all those belong to a guy named
Torchwick. Ugh. That's something we'll discuss today as well. Ozpin can probably do a better job than I can. Needless to say, I trust the fellow about as far as I can throw him. But he's gotten too powerful in too short a time for me to openly challenge him. The people love him, or the humans do. He is actually our last stop on today's tour of the city. You'll have to meet him sooner or later.
What the? I never liked that style.
Check it out. He rocks those heels better than you.
Well, well. If it isn't the new monarch, Queen Red.
Queen Ruby.
Sure. A pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. They call me Roman Torchwick, and I work down here in the lower parts of the city, aiding Lord Ozpin and Lady Goodwitch in more mundane matters.
Mr. Torchwick helps us monitor trade through the city, and helps to keep anything unsavory from getting in.
Indeed, I do.
Sir, this is from June's blueberry harvests. Are these the ones you want sent out?
Weren't you listening earlier, you idiot? I've said 8 times, the June harvest is fine. The May harvest was ruined. Sorry about that. But you know what they say. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself.
Hey, you selling those pies? They smell great, and I didn't get much for lunch.
How about this? We'll try the new queen's luck. If it lands as she calls, you get the pie free of charge. If it doesn't, you pay full price, 4 gold. There's no downside for you. Do we have a deal?
You got this, Ruby. And more importantly, I gotta get that pie.
All right. Tails.
Oh, well done, Your Majesty. I hope your luck continues.
If you are all quite done, can we be assured, Mr. Torchwick, that you will continue to aid Queen Rose as you have aided Lord Ozpin?
Of course, Lady Goodwitch.
Then tell your men at the gate to shape up, or I'll have them used as Beowulf bait. Are we clear?
Crystal. It was a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty, but I do have work to get back to. I hope we can have another chat sometime soon.
It was nice meeting you as well, Mr. Torchwick. And thank you for watching over our trade.
If you ladies will excuse me.
So what did you think of that Torchwick guy?
I don't really know. He seemed okay, but there's something about him I don't like. I can't put my finger on it.
That's fine. You don't have to figure it out yet. Still, we should keep a close eye on him. It's never good to ignore a bad feeling. Instincts are the dark part of our mind sending us a message. Just remember what Dad said. Never trust a merchant.
Glinda, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes?
I know that I was just supposed to be the queen. That all you need me to do is sit on the throne and wear the crown. But I want to help people.
Your mere presence.
I want to do more, though. Whatever that means. Whether it's keeping an eye on the trade or keeping track of the kingdom's records, whatever it is. I just think a queen should do more than just be present.
Very well. We'll talk to Lord Ozpin when we return to the castle, and we'll see what you can do, personally, to help the kingdom. I'm sure your subjects will appreciate it. At this hour, you'll find Lord Ozpin in the library, most likely. Do you need a guide?
Nah, I got it. The man in green gave me schematics to the castle and the city, so I've got it all up in my noggin. Come on, Ruby, I'll show you the way. There he is.
Yeah. Do you mind waiting outside, though? I want to speak to him privately.
Sure, little Rose. I'll never be farther than a shout away if you need me. Gotta keep the princess safe from all these strange new people, you know?
Queen Yang. I'm officially the queen now.
Ooh, excuse me, Your Majesty. Can you find it in your heart to forgive a lowly commoner?
Yang!
Do you need something, Your Highness?
Oop, that's my cue to leave. Good luck, oh queenliness.
I heard you took a tour of your city today.
Yes, sir.
How did you find it?
It wasn't really... There was a lot of...
Ruby?
Sir, why am I even here? I mean, why now of all times? Uncle Crow took me to the Hellllllooooo village 7 years ago and told me to forget my old life. And I did. I didn't really have a choice. But now, I'm here. Again. I've been taken from everything I knew. And I've landed in the middle of a huge mess. One I don't know how to fix. This is my kingdom. Or it's supposed to be. I stayed in the village because I thought Vale didn't need me anymore. But now, I see it needs me more than ever. It's a wreck out there. And you're here fighting for your life just to keep it afloat. So, I just have so many questions.
Then I will try to answer them. During the attack that took your parents' lives 7 years ago, Crow stole you away, amid the chaos, to somewhere safe. The Rose Monarchs were not the sort to be dispatched by a few rogue Grimm. He was certain that there was something more sinister afoot.
You mean he thought they were murdered? By people?
Unfortunately, yes. And over the years, I've come to think he might have been onto something. Crow was a special man, fiercely intelligent, and more loyal than any other servant to the crown I've ever come across. He was a man who loved his king and queen like they were family.
He was family. Sort of.
I know, Ruby. I'm sorry. But the day he took you away was the last time I ever saw him. He was so sure that there'd been some kind of foul play at work, some usurper taking advantage of the chaos to end the Rose lineage forever. Their deaths and yours would leave the throne free for any who wish to claim it. Whether Crow is dead or alive now, I cannot say. But if he is alive, I'm sure he's still hunting down clues as to what really happened that night. As to why he took you to the Helllllooooos, he knew they were far removed from any sphere of political influence. If there was a plot against you, you would have been safe there, and secret.
I thought I'd see him once I came back. I mean, not right away, since he was always so busy. But I figured he was here if he was anywhere. I miss him.
As do I. I was never very active in court matters, not interacting much with royalty outside of my dealings with Crow. But he spoke often of you, and fondly too. You and I never formally met then. I had hoped when you were older, you and I might form a working relationship, but when the grim attack happened, and you vanished. As long as the Rose blood survives, the throne is loyal to its heirs. As long as you live, none may safely claim the power it holds. Without you, Ruby, we are completely alone, without any means to contact the other planes for aid. The throne is also the cornerstone of the city's various magical protections, but it exacts a terrible price on usurpers. I maintained the city's wards as long as I could, but my strength is limited. It was Crow's last wish to see you safe from the threat that killed your parents, but with a re-emerging Grim and the rapid deterioration of my health, I was forced to bring you back. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was happy living with the Helllllooooos. But if this is where I'm meant to be, then I'll take up the responsibility my parents left behind. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry you had to carry my burden for so long.
So formal of you.
Living in the desert doesn't totally take away all the etiquette lessons, you know.
We'll have to see what else you carry from that old life that might help you during these troubling times.
Who are the High Wizards?
You've already met one of them. Lady Glinda of the North Mountains is...
Wait, Glinda's a wizard? I mean, I know she used magic, but with a title like High Wizard... I guess that explains how she didn't die of heat stroke wearing that ridiculous outfit in the desert.
I'd advise you not to let her hear you say that. She's a prodigy among the wizards, and has well earned her place here in the court.
Oh, I know, I was just saying. She's so strong, it makes sense. So, what do the High Wizards do? I know they manage the portals, but other than that, I never learned much about them.
As a group, they study the ancient languages and magics of Vale. They work beside the crown rather than serving directly under it. And the eldest of the wizards guard and maintain the portals to other planes. As difficult as it was for me to wear the crown, it was 10 times as taxing for them to continue their duty. Even when closed, the portals demand attention. The High Wizards suffer great emotional and physical pains to keep the portals from crumbling around us and to keep the magic protecting the city running at full capacity. This is to say nothing of how impossible it would be to actually open a portal. Even with a full-blooded Rose Monarch on the throne, the strain of opening a portal may very well kill one of the High Wizards. Or you, Your Majesty. It is not a task to be undertaken lightly. Do you really not remember any of this?
What part of I was taken away in the dead of night during a grim attack, dropped off in a strange village, and told to forget about my old life do you keep forgetting?
Of course. You have to understand, Ruby. We didn't even know where Crow had taken you until very recently. I assumed all this time that you would be with him. And even when we did learn, I was hesitant to bring you back to this
mess.
Indeed. Maybe it was selfish of me, but Crow valued your safety above all things. I wanted to respect that.
I saw the menageries.
The blame for that falls completely under my incompetence as a ruler. At first, Torchwick's involvement with the community was a blessing. While I fought for my life here on the throne, it felt like someone had risen up to help sort out the common folk in the wake of the disaster and political turmoil that followed your parents' deaths. But before I knew it, he was too powerful for his own good. Greed had driven him to extremes, and there's nothing people love more than a scapegoat. The issue of the menageries is one that troubles me greatly, Ruby Rose. More than I can express with words. I know Crow would never have let things get this bad, but without his guidance, I honestly don't know how we can turn this around. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. Not for this, at least.
Well, there's something Crow always told me. No matter how far you go in a bad direction, you always have the power to turn around. And as rulers, we have even more power than most. You and I are gonna fix this together somehow.
I admire your optimism. You carry your parents' fire, certainly. Bringing you here might be exactly what we need to turn things around after all.
What should I do now?
Above all, I'd recommend that you create a council of representatives from the different planes. When we send out our requests for aid, they'll most likely respond with dignitaries and monks, priests and warriors, whoever they deem fit to answer the call. In some cases, they might not even deign to send us anyone, and you'll need to go through the portal yourself to establish contact. It will be your job and mine to convince them that their aid is needed. And this is the hardest part. You must accept it.
Wait, how's that hard?
People have a way of being contrary. The differences between the planes will only exacerbate these difficulties. You'll have a table full of conflicting opinions, and as the one who called upon them, it's your place to ensure that everything goes smoothly. You might receive conflicting advice. It will be your job to sort through their complaints and confirm their commitment to our cause. But don't worry, you'll have me at your side, and Glinda as well. We will serve you as we served your parents. By the time we're done with you, you'll be well-groomed for leadership. It is your birthright.
How do I open a portal to the other planes?
First, we must establish contact with the High Wizards. The rest is a matter of ceremony and witchcraft. It's not easy, but we'll walk you through the ritual. We'll give you a list of our allies and their planes, and you'll choose who to approach and when. I must warn you now, Ruby Rose. The stress of opening a portal has been known to kill. As dire as our need is, there are none who would call you a coward for being hesitant. In the end, we cannot force you to open a portal against your will.
I don't know yet if I want to open any portals. But if you think it's what we should do, then I have to at least try. I don't have any more questions.
Then, we'll begin the preparations to open the portals as soon as you're ready, Your Majesty. Your first order of business will be to choose the members of your council as your predecessors did in times of crisis.
As queen, can I make a request?
Of course.
Alright. Then I want Yang on my council. If there's a representative of every plane, then we need one from our plane too, right?
I'm not sure that's wise.
I know she's brash and wild, but Yang is a competent fighter and a smart tactician. She helped organize the militia back home. And she and her dad, they both took care of the village's needs. She's smarter than people give her credit for. And she picks up on things I miss. I need her with me. We'll call her the Queen's Guard, or something. She might even be able to help with the garrison here, if they'll have her.
That can definitely be arranged. The threat from the creatures of Grimm is greater now than it's ever been, and your kingdom will need to be more than the sum of its parts in order to combat it. Are you prepared for this?
Do I really have a choice?
Always.
Then yes, I'll be ready as soon as tomorrow. After all, if I'm going to be queen, I can't just sit around on the throne while you and Glinda take care of the dangerous work. This is my responsibility. I'm taking it.
And I will be with you every step of the way.